Yo, what's going on guys, Arekkz here, welcome back to another Monster Hunter World video. The Gamescom coverage continues and we are once again diving in to take a more in-depth look at another one of the 14 weapons. This time, focuses on another one of my favourite weapons, a weapon I've used pretty extensively in recent Monster Hunter titles, and that is of course the Sword and Shield. Of course, if you've missed any of the other videos, then the complete Monster Hunter World playlist is linked down below. It contains everything I've uploaded so far, so there is plenty of stuff for you guys to watch in there, and still plenty more to come. Plus, a friendly reminder that my PS4 Pro giveaway is still running, and there's a link to that also in the description box down below, so be sure to check that out if you guys haven't already entered. If you do enjoy this video, then a like would be super appreciated. Be sure to comment down below, let me know what you guys think, and if you have any questions, then similarly let me know. Now, to begin with, for those of you new to Monster Hunter, the Sword and Shield is actually one of the weapons I recommend for anyone starting out. It is a great beginner weapon, but at the same time, that doesn't mean to say it's only something you use when you're learning the ropes. On the contrary, the Sword and Shield is an incredible weapon offering fast combos, plenty of mobility, and a ton of utility, since it is the only one of the 14 weapons that allows you to use items and the new slinger with your weapon drawn. For every other weapon, you have to sheath it if you want to drink a potion, eat a steak, plant a trap, or use any other item for that matter. Meanwhile, the Sword and Shield lets you do it on the fly, making it incredibly versatile, but also, thanks to the shield, you have some basic defensive capabilities in the event you're facing a monster you're not used to and you need a bit of protection whilst you find your feet. In Monster Hunter Generations, the addition of oils for your blade gave people yet another reason to check out the weapon, and while oils do not make a return in Monster Hunter World, you do have some new tricks to play with. So here is what you need to know about the Sword and Shield. To begin with, diving into the Hunter Notes, you can see the basic list of inputs for your core combos. Sword and Shield is pretty simple, there aren't a great deal of combos to remember, and half the buttons here simply relate to item and slinger usage from God. Triangle is your standard attack, you can chain 3 of these together to form a very basic combo that ends in a downward swipe. Meanwhile, Circle is your stronger attack, and this can again be chained up to 3 times to form the standard lateral hit combo. However, if you press and hold Circle at the end of this combo, you can then jump back into the charged strike attack. For this, you leap backwards, you charge up, and then you leap forward. Now, you can actually work this in at any point in your combo. After a single hit, if you pull back, press and hold Circle, you can then jump back into the charged strike, but it's also natural flow at the end of the Circle hit combo too. The charge slash in World, however, is a little bit different to how it was in previous games. It's got an extra layer to it. See, after pulling back and charging, you leap forward into this jump attack. If you miss the monster, well, nothing happens. I mean, what did you expect? But if it connects, you're then launched into the air, and from this point, you then have 2 options. You can either press triangle to perform the jumping slash and land down on the monster. This does mounting damage, so you can mount a monster with this attack. Alternatively, you can press circle to do the falling bash, and instead of striking with your blade, you use your shield instead. Now, the shield does impact damage, and again, if this is done to the monster's head, this counts as KO damage. So it is indeed possible, as you can see here, to KO the monster using this move if you position yourself correctly. Pressing triangle and circle together will perform this advancing slash. It's a little different to how it used to be. It used to kind of lunge forward, but now you run and perform this upward swipe instead. Does the same sort of thing, it's a good opener, covers some decent ground, you can use it to close the gap, but the new animation takes some getting used to. I feel like it's a little bit harder to position, but again, it's just something that, we'll get used to in time. If you do this towards a ledge, however, you then get the terrain-specific attack. I sadly didn't get a chance to try this and just caught it in the Hunter Notes at the end, but I assume it'll be like Sword and Shield of old, where it'll perform a rising jump attack, which can also then be used to mount the monster. In the past, you were able to do this both off a ledge or up a ledge, so I'd be willing to bet the same applies here. Holding down R2 will then bring your shield up to guard. It's worth noting your shield isn't the strongest thing in the world, so you don't have the guarding potential of a lance, gun lance, or even a charge blade, but at the same time, it can save you if you're in a pinch. But in truth, one of the main reasons you'll be holding your shield up is actually to gain access to your items or your slinger. You can scroll through your item menu to find what item you want, and you can then hold down R2 and press square to use the item currently selected, again with your weapon drawn. So as I mentioned at the start, if you're running around and you're taking a beating from the monster, then you can heal very quickly without having to sheath your weapon, which can often be the difference between life and death. On top of that, this isn't something to do with the Sword and Shield, but it is something I discovered by accident whilst using it. But if you have full health, the game won't actually let you drink a potion by accident. You'll go to grab it, and then your hunter will be like, wait, I don't need this, and then you'll put it away. Which is pretty neat, because I have occasionally just pressed the wrong button and then just drunk a Mega Potion, Max Potion, and it's kind of annoying. So, good to know that that is no longer a thing. On top of that, very similar concept applies to your slinger too. With your weapon drawn, you can hold down L2 to ready your slinger and R2 to fire it. And since the slinger has a ton of utility, it's handy being able to use this so quickly. You can collect items from around the map to fire off different types of seeds or nuts, plus you can put paralysis or poison knives in it to fire them at the monster. You can put a net in it to catch bugs, and you can of course grapple from it too. So having that ready to go at all times is very, very cool. Now outside of that, a quick mention on some of the useful combos. The advancing slash into triangle combo will be your basic opener, but if you've used sword and shield in the past, then you'll know that typically you drop the last hit of the triangle combo and instead transition directly into the stronger circle combo. So a standard combo would either be advancing slash triangle triangle circle circle circle, or if you want to begin where you stand, then you can actually hold up your guard first and then press triangle. This goes into an upward swipe, and from there you can then go triangle triangle circle. You get the idea. Moving whilst pressing circle will instead do a shield bash, and if you continue to press circle, you can instead go into the shield bash combo. And while you won't use this too much, if the opportunity presents itself, you can of course use this as a means to dish out some quick KO damage to a monster's head, so don't completely discount it. But that, my friends, is pretty much all there is to it. As mentioned, Sword and Shield is pretty simple on the move front, but the speed and utility are where it excels. It's one of the faster weapons in game, second really to the Dual Blade, so pairing it with a monster's elemental weakness or using abnormal status effects like paralysis, poison or sleep is going to be incredibly useful. And of course, ensuring you're fully stocked on useful items like traps, bombs and the like can mean you are very useful to your team in combat. And of course, if you're running solo, then you're just like a one-man Swiss Army knife. But anyway, enough rambling. Like with all the other videos, I'm going to leave you guys with a hunt against our good old friend Great Jagras. Poor guy has taken a beating with all these weapons, but it's a good chance to see it in action. And you can also see what the Sword and Shield does when it mounts as well. Be sure to keep it locked for much more Monster Hunter World content, and thank you for watching. Take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.
Monster's been immobilized. Now's your chance. Oh boy, that monster's really mad now. Be ready for some vicious attacks. The monster's almost done for. Chances are it'll retreat to its nest to recuperate.